पके पेड़ पे पका पेड़ या पका पपीता पकड़े पिंकू, पिंकू पकड़े पका पपीता. Another one. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter was bitter. So Betty threw the bitter bit of butter and bought a better bit of butter. Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Dreams. Now, these were tongue twisters. Now, while this video really isn't about tongue twisters, it is definitely connected to them. Now, if you talk about tongue twisters, what is it that really enables me to say these tongue twisters with ease? Right? There are three aspects to it. One is the ability of your tongue, obviously, to be able to roll it fast enough to say them. The second is the ability to have clarity of your mind when you say those words. And the third is the ability to retain the words that you've heard before and to be able to recollect them and say them again. And this third aspect that we're going to focus on today, that is your memory. And this video has come as a specific request from my friend Vishal Solanki, who wanted to know how is it that you work on improving your retention skill. Now this goes back to a previous video that I had posted a few days back about the difference in intelligence and memory, and this is a continuation of that. It doesn't really link to emotional intelligence and our series on emotional intelligence, but yes, it's definitely connected to the human brain. So we will talk about that because that's where emotional intelligence is rooted, anyways, right? So now there are two words here: memory and retention. What Vishal was asking about was retention skill. How do you work on your retention skill? Very frankly, that's part of the thing. When you talk about memory, there are three aspects of memory. Memory is the first aspect of memory is the ability to retain information that you have acquired through your life, through your experiences. Now, this is something which is not really a skill. It is something that happens with everybody. Whenever you live life and have your experiences, you are able to store information in your brain. It is like a hard disk of a computer. Information gets stored. So, is it the same for everybody? More or less, yeah. Due to physical issues, the capacity to retain information might be different for different individuals, but there's not really anything you can do or impact as such. The second aspect of memory is that's the most important thing, is the ability to retrieve that information, the information that you have stored or retained. It is there somewhere in the hard drive inside, but the ability to search and retrieve the information, the data that you stored, is the second and the most important part of memory. The ability to remember and remove or take from the place where it is stored the information that you're seeking. And the third aspect of memory is the ability to be able to recount or say it or express yourself exactly how it has been stored and adding other bits of information that you stored, compiling it together and saying it. So memory is made of three parts once again: retention, retrieval and recounting. When you're able to do this, all these three successfully, is when you would say that you have a good memory. Now, so what we're talking about here is the ability to enhance your memory, to make it better, to be able to do all of these three things better. Now, there are various factors that are attributed to as to why a person's memory is good or it isn't. And we'll do this in two videos. We won't do all of it together in one video. We'll break this into two parts. So let's understand what are the attributes or parameters that impact or that affect a person's memory. First and foremost, one aspect is genetics. Memory is hereditary. So, are some people born with a good memory? Yes, they are. Now, if you ask me a question, and those of you who know me closely know that I have a above average memory. It is quite good. Now, was it always like this? Was I born with this level of memory? No, I was born with good memory because of my genes, because of the hereditary factors. But did I make it better over my life? Yes, I did. I consciously did some things which made it better. Now, let me give you an example. I am a cricket fan and I've watched a lot of cricket on TV over my life. Now, as I was growing up, there was a very well-known Sri Lankan cricketer, a left-arm fast bowler, whose name was Chaminda Vaas. Now, whenever you saw his name on the score sheets, it always said WPUJ Chaminda Vaas. And at times, in the details, you did see his entire name, which is a pretty long name. And I saw the name, I used to read it, but I never really remembered it because it is too long. I mean, no disrespect, but it was just too long for me to remember. So as years passed by and I grew older, I entered into a profession. and I realized the importance of memory and the importance of enhancing it, and I worked on it myself. As time passed, I continued watching cricket, and there were a few more times when this name did appear on screen, and I realized that I saw it a few times. I remember it, and I still do remember it because of the fact that I've worked on my memory to be able to remember things which I earlier wasn't able to. WPUJ Chamindavas stands for Varnakula Surya Patabendige Ushant Joseph Chamindavas. So the point I'm trying to make here is that if you consciously work on your memory, on your retention, retrieval and recounting, it can get better. Right? So we'll stop here. This is what really memory is. What are the parts of memory? What we'll do in the next video next time is understand what is it that I did, and as far as my understanding is concerned, what is it that you can do to enhance your memory to make it better? Not just retention, but retention, retrieval and recounting. Right? So yeah, that's it for today. I'll be back very soon next week with the second part of this video. Thank you very much. Thank you for your likes, shares and subscribes. If you like what you're watching, please share. Until next time.